What's up YouTube, it's your boy Tech It Up back at it again with another video. In today's video, I am going to be showing you all how you can install in-ceiling speakers in your house or in-wall speakers. I remember when I was first building this house, something that I asked the builder for was to get whole home audio throughout the house, but it was ridiculous in terms of price. So I thought to myself, why not just get a contractor to do it post-close or after I move in? Well, I quickly found out that it was a little bit cheaper, but not that much cheaper. Very expensive, even trying to use platforms like Thumbtack and other third-party services to get cheaper labor done. What I did is I did a lot of research into different ways that I can install in-wall and in-ceiling speakers, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you that. The way I want to structure this video is by first walking you through my house and showing you the various different ways you can install speakers of your choice. I also have some really great recommendations in the description box, and I'm not sponsored by any of the brands, but I do stand by them. Now, I have it throughout my whole house. What I'm gonna do next is, again, walk you through the structure or the various different speakers that I have, and then I'm gonna show you the supplies that you need for this project, show you the install, and then give you a demo. I hope you all enjoy. Let's first discuss the various different ways you can install in-ceiling speakers or in-wall speakers. Down here we have the iPad, well, one of the iPads. This is my home assistant dashboard. This controls everything in the house, including my speaker amps. Another video on this later. I will also show you how I set this up in a future video if you're interested in that. But let's go to an example of an in-wall speaker. So we're gonna go to my master bathroom. And here I have a 8.5-inch speaker that I bought off Amazon for about 60 bucks. I love this brand, Mika. It's one of those names, but I love them. Extremely affordable. It's really all about the amp. The amp is where you're really gonna spend a bunch of your money. Now, what I like about this is that the tweeter is adjustable, so wherever you want the audio to fire, you can adjust it. I don't have the speaker cover on this right now because I have to repaint it, but I'll show you all what it looks like with the speaker cover on it. And what I did here is I used a template to cut the hole for the speaker according to the size and ran the wire between the studs. Now, I have the wire running to my closet. You can see the connection right there. And then it's going directly to my Wii map. I also have the TV that you see here running to that amp as well, just in case if I want to watch a movie or a TV show while I'm in the shower, and it's also connected to that speaker. But with the Wii map, you also have AirPlay, so you can play audio via zones. I have this named Master Bathroom, but then you can use Bluetooth and all those things as well. Extremely loving this amp. I've been using this one for about a year now. All right. Some other ways you could do this is you could run the speaker wire. Let's say if this was a living room, you could run it down to the entertainment system, have it going directly to the amp and have speakers on both sides of the TV. Or you could have the amp behind the TV if you want to hide it that way as well, if you're trying to do something like this. So many ways that you can do this. It's just all about figuring out what you're trying to accomplish. Now, I'm on the first floor of my house. I don't have attic access. So that's why I run the in-wall speakers this way. Now, when I go to the second floor where I have attic access, then there's other ways you can do it. But if you don't have a pre-wired home like myself, this is an extremely affordable way to do it and clean as well. All right, so I'll show you all another example of this. Prince just wants attention today. Hey, man. All right. So we will go to one of my other offices and you will see an example of what the Mecca 8.5-inch speaker looks like with the speaker cover on there. Very clean. And then I have the connection on the same side as the speaker. which you can see right there. Typically, I have a bookshelf right there that covers it, and it's a super clean look. But I've been moving things around in this office. Now what we'll do is go upstairs, and what you'll see, as some of you have maybe seen in the reel that I posted, is these in-ceiling speakers. This is also running to a Wii amp. What I did is ran it through the attic into my media room. All of this is DIY, by the way. Got this hidden door, and it's simply running down the stud between this TV. You'll see here that I have some 6.5-inch Mecca InWall speakers as well, where I'm simply running a wire down a stud to right there. And then I have these rear speakers, same size, running down the stud. And then what I've done is I have this little channel where the speakers run to the entertainment system. This is a 7.1 system. I do have in-ceiling speakers as well, and that is running through the attic. Now, these are the latest addition. If I knew how to run wires in the attic, I would have did the same thing for those, but it works. And this is the easiest way to get things done, and it's still clean. All right. But in today's video, what we're going to be doing is installing speakers in these 2 bathrooms, and then in this one as well, and connecting it to a Wii amp. Let's now talk about some things that you need. You need a drill, very helpful. Some of the stuff that I mentioned you don't need, I just recommend. For example, I recommend some type of wall plate. You could have a wire one where you could throw any type of wire through there, HDMI cord, not power cables. You shouldn't be running power cables through the drywall. That's not power rated, but speaker wires, etc. Or you can get a dedicated wall plate with the banana plug so that you can connect to speakers. Recommend this. Don't just have a random hole in your drywall. That is not clean. Obviously, you need your speaker wire. How much you need is really going to depend on like your specific measurements for your house. I've ran through so many speaker wire. If you want to be precise, get a tape measure. You can figure it out from there. But I just got a big roll of it on Amazon. I think I spent like 30 bucks on that. Wire cutter and stripper. Again, everything is going to be linked in the description box. Electrical tape. You need this. A auger drill bit. If you are doing in-ceiling speakers and you need to run wires through studs, this is extremely useful, especially if you have studs stacked on top of each other. This will drill right through it. This is kind of expensive. This was like $30 for one drill bit, but always good to have. A fish pole and fish wire. It's always good to have fish wire just for best practices, but for this, I think in terms of if you're running in-ceiling speakers through the attic, fish pole is gonna be the best. Running in-wall speaker wire through studs, you wanna use fish wire. This is the best bet. You need a drywall saw, a stud finder, so that you don't cut a hole and then you realize you can't even put your speaker in there. You're also gonna want some painter's tape. This is gonna be important for taping the cutout to the wall that you wanna cut. You're gonna need your amp. You can use any amp, but I recommend a good amp. I have bought some cheap amps on Amazon and it didn't sound very good. Spend the money on a good amp. I think I got this amp for $200 on Prime Day, but the normal price for the Wii amp is $299, I believe. So worth it, especially having the zones and being able to AirPlay from your iPhone. And there's some add-ons you can download to do it from Android phones as well. Or you can just stream the music through your typical Wi-Fi connection. And then of course, last but not least, you need your speakers. This is Mecca in-ceiling speakers. I got a pack of 4 for about $120, $130 on Amazon. I think I got it on Prime Day, so they may be a little bit more now. I have 2 left because I used the other 2 for the in-ceiling speakers that I showed you all earlier on the second floor. But these are extremely nice. It comes with the faceplate, painted white. You can paint it whatever color you want using spray paint in your garage. And it comes with the cutout and obviously the speakers. So what we're gonna do next is go upstairs, tape the template to the wall, and then figure out where the studs are and get things started. So first step, we have our painter's tape and our stud finder. You wanna have an idea of where you want to place the speaker, but then you're gonna be bound by these studs because you can't run into the stud. All right, so first step, we have our painter's tape. I recommend breaking it off before you get on the lighter if you have one. Then we have our stud finder. You wanna have an idea of where you want the speaker to go, and then plan around that based on where the studs are. So the direction of my studs run this way. So just based on when I installed speakers last time, I'm assuming the edge of the stud should be right here. Center, all right. So then we'll go back to the edge. And then we know that this is the edge, all right. We know the edge is right here. I'm gonna try to get the tape as straight as possible. All right, edge of the stud on this side is right here. Let's put a piece of tape at the top of the template. And then put a piece of tape at the bottom. And then just to get a rough estimate of where I want it to go, I always just like to confirm that we are good from a stud perspective. What I recommend you do next, before you cut the drywall, is drill a hole in the middle using your drill bit of choice. Make sure you move out the way. And then this allows you to take this orange fish pole, tape the wire, the speaker wire to it, and fish it through the ceiling this way. And then when you go up to the attic, you can see the bright orange fish pole in the wire, and you just pull it. Makes it so much easier. Versus, didn't mean to do that. Versus if you cut all of this out and then try to fish it out, you already have everything falling out, versus being able to just simply have it ran already. And once you cut this out, you can quickly put the speaker in there, connect it, and call it a day. I just learned this over time. It's a tip that works so much better for me. It's so much easier to find what you need. It's a lot harder to fish that through when you have this giant hole in your drywall. So recommend drilling your pilot hole first. So we did that. What we're gonna do is measure and cut the wire and then fish this through. All right. So I know I'm gonna be pulling it from this side. So I'm gonna fish it in that direction. If you feel any tension, do not continue going, because you don't wanna be forcing this through something that you don't wanna force this through. All right. So what we'll do now is go to the attic and see if we found what we're looking for. So we're in the attic and we can quickly see the fish pole. As easy as that. So what we'll do now is just grab it and run the wire up here. And then the wire will be running across here to the other side of the attic where the media room is. So the wire is ran in the attic. What we're gonna do next is do the same thing in the other bathroom. Group those wires together, run them to the media room, and then last, install the speakers, and then we can quickly test. As easy as that. And just like that, here's the other speaker wire. And we'll just pull this until we see the wire. All right, y'all, so we're gonna be quick up here because it is hot right now. So here's the left bathroom speaker wire. Here's the right bathroom speaker wire. What we're gonna do is combine these two and then add additional fishing pole to this. And then we're gonna run the wire over there. Where you see that long black stick, that's the stud that I want to run to the entertainment room. How I was able to find this is I actually had one of my friends knock on the wall in the ceiling as I was over there a while ago, so I know where to go. So that's what I recommend. I would say that you really do want someone to help you navigate where the actual wall is or the ceiling is so that you can easily find it versus just randomly poking a hole. So that's where I'm gonna go, and then I'm just gonna slide the fishing pole down, and then we're gonna go to the media room and intercept it. Now we are in the entertainment room. If this is your first time doing this, obviously you wouldn't have this hole here, but if you buy one of the back plates that I showed you all earlier, it will come with a cutout template, and you'll use the drywall saw to make a hole. And what I can do now is if I stick my phone in here and you look down, there's that fish pole, and we'll just simply pull it through. Okay, now we are on to the fun part, installing the speakers. So what we're gonna do is, I took the cutout, I put some tape on the back of it, and then we're gonna know where to place this cover back, just based on where the hole is in the middle of it. And then before we start cutting the hole, we're gonna use our wire stripper and wire cutter to get the wire ready to go into the speaker. You wanna leave about 4 inches. What I always like to do is put the drywall saw to the edge of the cutout, and then you do a light tap. And then you should be in there. And then you just go all around the full cutout. Watch your eyes. And so with running the wire prior to cutting the drywall out, we keep everything from falling down all at once. If you try to run the wire now, all of this is falling down, and then you have to clean all of that up, and this makes it a lot easier. All right, got some stuff in my eye. So what we'll do now is take the speaker. Hopefully we have a good fit. We're about to find out. It's really nice if you have someone to help you in this part. All right. So we'll put the negative in the black terminal. So we're just gonna tighten the 4 screws on the outside. You do not want to use a drill for this, because if you use too much power, you could potentially crack the drywall. I learned that from experience. Don't do it. but just use a Phillips head screwdriver and you should be good to go from there. Just to show you all how this works, when you tighten these 4 screws on the outer rim of the speaker, it swivels these tabs and then tightens it against the drywall. So that is how you keep the speaker in place. And what I was referencing earlier is that if you use a drill will take this all the way down and potentially crack through the drywall if you don't stop it in time. I actually did that before and it added about a week to the project because then I have to patch up an entire hole. So don't use a drill, please don't. So we have the Weem amp. We are going to unbox this, pull tab on the top, and then we'll use a flathead to break that tab. All right. We have the bathroom speaker wires here. We will use those in a little bit. This actually comes with a lot of accessories. I know I mentioned earlier that you can obviously configure this for Wi-Fi streaming, Bluetooth streaming. You can also connect it to Google Home or Alexa and have Alexa routines play using this amp and then go to your speakers, obviously, which I do have some automation set up for that. To install the speaker, you just twist these, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. And from here, what I'm going to do is feed the wire through. Something else I also recommend is labeling the wires when you run them. So you could say, hey, this is the right bathroom speaker with a piece of painter's tape just wrapped around it, and then label the other one as well. You especially want to do that if you have a left and right speaker in one room. This does come with several accessories. Comes with a remote, power cable, and then your audio cables, your HDMI, and then an optical cable as well. We only need the power cable for right now. For the power cable, I will connect this to the back, and then I will place it right on top of the other amp, which is going to the hallway ceiling speakers. Plug this up. We're gonna give it some time to boot up, but there is a Weem Home app that you can download on your Android phone, your iPhone, your iPad, Android tablet, etc. And within the app, you'll go to the upper right corner, hit add device. I can actually hear the speakers in the bathroom firing off. So it's automatically found. We'll set that up. Then I'll enter my Wi-Fi password. It is now updating, and I will come back when this is done. So the update is complete. Now it will allow us to name this amp. See, you can add it to Apple Home, works with Alexa, and then Google Cast. You can set that up as well. We are going to skip that for right now. And now we're set up. You can then go into the settings of the speaker, calibrate it, do a room correction, adjust the EQ settings. This is why I really love this amp. You can make these speakers sound amazing, which I've done for the other rooms. Like I said, if you want a more in-depth video of this amp and all the things you can do, I can do that. And just in case any of you are wondering what's powering the speakers that I showed you earlier, the 7.1 system that I have in here, I have this Denon amp. I love this amp. It's a 7.1 system. You can also set it up to be a 5.1 system and then have a separate zone for additional 2 speakers. So then you can AirPlay to either the 5.1 system or the 2 speaker system, 2 channel system. This is a really nice amp. Will be linked in the description box. This is great for watching movies. I'm actually gonna make an in-depth video about this when I make a video for my media room. I did all of this in this media room DIY, so can't wait to show you all that process. Next, what we'll do is install the faceplates, and I will show you an audio sample playing through the speakers. So what we'll do now is give you all a quick demo of the system. So what I can do is, you'll see on my iPad, same with my MacBooks as well, I have the various different zones I can share music to. We're gonna do upstairs bathroom. This is what I named the Weamp to earlier. And I can click multiple zones at the same time too. So I can play whole house audio just with the click of these various buttons. What I'll do is hit play. Really nice quality. No audio out of these speakers. I will turn those on in a second. We have Prince here making another appearance, just watching over the house. Again, the bass, the mids, and the highs are all great on these speakers, and I didn't even do a room correction yet. What I can do from here, and this is what's amazing, is go onto the iPad and configure it to play out this zone as well. Now we have audio coming out of here. And what's also nice is you can adjust the audio level on each speaker individually. I'll turn these off. Let me know what you all think so far. And if there's any other videos you want to see on the channel regarding home audio, home DIY projects, let me know down in the comment box. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and make sure you keep teching it up. Peace.